in on internal machinations.
So this is where I do agree with Jamie. I think an issue at the next election will absolutely be the competence of the government and confidence in whether or not the government is a unified entity which can govern the country and which will listen to Australians. Now, you look at the Human Rights Commissioner, a person who in a sense ought to be uncomfortable for any government, the person who's going to deliver it difficult news, they won't listen to the Human Rights Commissioner. In fact, when she gives difficult news, they try to get rid of her. What confidence then can Australian people have that they're going to listen to the Australian people? I mean, this is a government which is utterly dysfunctional, and I've heard all the lines before, you know, it's only the journalists running this issue. It wasn't 39 journalists who voted in the spill motion. It wasn't a journalist who initiated the spill motion. Journalists don't write nothing. They write based on who's talking to them and as members of the Liberal caucus.
On the Triggs matter, though, does the opposition really think there's been some legal breach here, or are you wasting the federal police time? Because the Foreign Minister this morning, I spoke to her, she says they're not seeking to have her quit, Triggs, that they were critical, but that's where it lands.
Okay, well, let's start from the start here. It is clear from the evidence yesterday that George Brandis sought to have Gillian Triggs resign from her post. In the same breath, another job is offered. Now, I reckon it passes the common sense test that equals an inducement. That question is what we are asking the federal police to have a look at. And I reckon that is totally fair enough. The way in which they have gone about the handling of Professor Triggs is an absolute disgrace. I mean, it is amateur hour. And it is simply because they do not want to have to listen to difficult news and uncomfortable reading. And look, this was uncomfortable reading for us as well. But the whole point of this position is to actually provide that to government.
Let's hear Jamie just